Hello, if you're listening to this, you're looking for information about Activity 3.2G, illness and disease, drug and alcohol abuse. State the physical and emotional warning signs of drug, licit and illicit drug, and alcohol abuse. Uh, Licit means allowed, and illicit means not allowed. In this context, illicit is drugs that are legal, and illicit drugs are drugs that are illegal. Some licit drugs are aspirin and alcohol if you're over 21. And illicit drugs are anything that you could be arrested just for having in your possession without a doctor's note, or so things like heroin, uh, prescription drugs without a prescription, so drugs like OxyContin if you don't have a prescription for it. Um, the first question is, what are the three warning signs of drug abuse? The second question is, what are the three warning signs of alcohol abuse? And the third question is, what is the difference between licit and illicit drugs? I just told you licit drugs are legal, illicit drugs are illegal. You also have to give two examples for each type of drug. So to do this, we're going to jump to the place that we always go when we want information about activities that we do here. We're going to go to our EduBlog site, jvsadp period edublogs.org. And you're going to click on Science 2, and that's going to take you to this page. And you're going to scroll down until you reach Drug and Alcohol Abuse, where you're going to see a whole gaggle of websites that give you information on this activity. Click on the first one, Warning Signs of Drug Abuse, and it's going to take you to this site. Uh, and here you're going to find a couple warning signs of drug abuse and why some people might get addicted. We don't care why, we just want to know the symptoms. So we're going to scroll down till you come to common signs and symptoms of drug abuse and drug addiction. Any one of these would be okay. Um, if you're neglecting your responsibilities, if you're using drugs under dangerous conditions, meaning you're using drugs while you're driving, if you're walking through traffic while you're using your drugs, might be a drug addict. If your drug use is causing problems in your relationships with your family, your sexual partner, um, your boss, your friends, um, maybe the problem is you. Maybe the problem isn't them. Now, signs of drug abuse, drug tolerance, meaning you need more and more of the drug to get that same high that you got before. If your life revolves around drug use, meaning you're thinking about drugs probably more than is healthy. If you're high right now listening to this, you might be probably abusing drugs. And if you're doing nothing but doing drugs, like you used to play soccer and now you just do drugs instead, you can also look at the physical warning signs down here. Bloodshot eyes, changes in appetite, deterioration in physical appearance or personal grooming habits, you know, pretty common sense things that you're neglecting things in your life because you're doing so much drugs. Okay, so now go back to the ADP site and click on the warning signs of alcohol abuse. And you see this sad woman looking at a drink. Alcoholism and alcohol abuse, the gonna have similar signs if your drinking is ruining your personal life or making you neglect your personal life, then you might have a alcohol addiction or a problem with alcohol abuse. Scroll down and you'll see some of the major signs right here. The first is tolerance. If you can drink 6 beers in a night to get drunk, and that means that you're probably uh, drinking enough to have a problem with alcohol. If you go through withdrawal, meaning that you react to the absence of alcohol in your life. That could be anxiety, um, not being able to sleep, feeling depressed. If you hallucinate because you stop drinking, you probably have are addicted to alcohol. So any of these would be good for this activity. You'll need three for each. And for the third question, you should just give two examples of each type of drug. Licit would be anything that you could buy over the counter, aspirin, ibuprofen, uh, cough syrup. These are illicit drugs. You pretty much anybody can get them, and no one's going to be in too much trouble for having them. And illicit drugs, if you go back to the site, these could be the ADP site. These could be marijuana, heroin, anything that you would be in trouble with the police for having. Make sure you write in complete sentences. If you don't write in complete sentences, you're going to just have to do this all over again. Okay, thanks.